I love your first attempt to change the car, and you have two different basically rules repeating itself.
Yeah.
The engine, man.
Dude, don't hate, man. That thing's fast.
Kind of a shame it didn't turn out well.
I know. I think it ruined the lines in the back.
A little bit, just break a little bit the
Giant
airflow.
butthole in the back.
Yeah.
Super powerful butthole. I really love this phase of making these things though. It's the most loose and fun and wild like time to make it, and you can just have so much fun with it. You can just play and dream and have the what if, ideas, and then so many of the things later on, as I'll show my final renders, come from like this original interpretation. Unfortunately, the process is so long I usually forget, but it's a part of the process.
I'm not joking here. If you show me this render, I will double guess. Is that photo or
No
render?
way.
No, man. Look at it again. Just look at that.
You have to look at it like this. That looks real now.
Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, it was fun. I had to look really closely, like, okay, well, where's the battery go? Where's that external, canister for the releasing pressure and like all this kind of stuff? It just gets super stupid.
Man, we are dumb.
We're super dumb. We're the dumbest of the dumb. Yeah.
Okay, I'm recording, right?
Yeah.
20
watching.
seconds.
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
No human error this time. Awesome. Well, we're here. Another podcast episode. We were supposed to do this one last week, but I was totally lost in the zone and I totally messed up. And I think I was in the garage working.
No, actually, the other day, not that one, the other, we supposed to do this one. And we get lost in conversation.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Talking about life, technology, and AI things, and the new plans, workflows, and we get lost in conversation. I think we spent almost 2 hours talking.
Yeah. We hadn't caught up in a long time, though. You've been busy working on some stuff, and I was busy. So it was like the first time I think we've had a solid catch up, and we love to talk. Yeah. That's why we love the podcast, an excuse to talk about cars that we love in our process, and then bring everybody along for the ride, which is cool.
Yeah, it's funny because we don't used to talk about our own work in our calls. We talk about something else. So this
or just like kind of roughly like an idea of something. Yeah.
We never go back and say, hey, what happened here? We don't talk about this.
There's huge value in doing it, though. I get a lot of retrospective like feelings, like, oh wow, I'm repeating this, or it just helps give me clarity on like my repetition, I suppose, which is good. Because, it's so hard as an artist. Objectivity is like a gold, if you don't have it, then you're just kind of repeating yourself or making common mistakes. Or that's where I think a lot of artists, like where there's artist burnout, or you get like fatigue and stuff because you're not being objective of what you're doing. It takes tremendous energy to stop, meditate, and look at what you're doing. You kind of have to like run forwards and then like take a breath and look around you and then see where you came from and then keep going. Because if you don't, then you quickly get lost in the woods. And metaphors. Yeah. Let's talk about my dream car.
Yeah, the dream. That's what the reason. That's why I named the dream.
That's right. The Nova is your dream car. It's a car that you want to build, and that's totally obtainable. I can't wait to build that with you or help you. Yeah. By the time you're ready, I should be a little bit better at doing those things.
You're getting there.
Slowly getting my hands dirty, which feels nice. But yeah, the Nova is yours. And so I'm a fancy boy and I like ultra fancy special cars.
Really unique, man. What was the actual price of one of these Ford GT? I think this is the Mark II, right?
Yeah, it's the Mark II, I believe. Yeah, MK2. I get confused because there's like the 1, the 2. I don't really like the 1 all that much. I think it's like more squared off in the rear. I like the more curvy one like this one. I think they made let me just see my notes here. Let's see. When they, grab my notes. My podcast notes here. The dream. because there was only like a limited run of them made. Let's see,
Yeah, not too many.
super small amount.
I guess also direct for racing. This is not
That's
for
right.
street cars.
Yeah, because they were developed just because I think if I understand it right, Ford was supposed to acquire Ferrari, was supposed to buy it, and then I think Enzo like negated or pulled out from that deal. I could be getting this wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Oh yeah, that's right. So Henry Ford II launched the GT40 program after a failed attempt to buy Ferrari. Enraged by the snub, he decided to build a car that would beat Ferrari at Le Mans, and it did it. So this is what created that Ford versus Ferrari kind of thing, and this is what makes cars cool in this kind of retrospect, is that you have these like rivalries and like these things that happen, and
All the ego-driven. Yes.
super. I mean, there's no wars. Well, I don't know at the time. This was 64, so yeah, this is post-war, World War II. But wars are fought in different ways: team sports, automotive competition, all these kind of things, countries' identities, all these kind of stuff, you know. And Ferrari at the time, I think, was not making. They were kind of in a lull. I believe they weren't doing super good. Ferrari as a brand, as everybody knows, kind of goes up and down all over the place. But I thought that was really cool. So the goal was like, all right, you think you can decline me this offer? I'm going to show you the mistake you made. And that's kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really epic story. And actually, I maybe I'm getting wrong, but I believe the GT40 came from the Lola car chassis, right?
Yeah.
They took that car and used it as a base for the Ford GT.
Yeah. We'll get into the designers here, but from my notes, the car was shaped under Roy Lunn, often called the godfather of the GT40, with help from Eugene Bourdonnais on the clay models. The co-founder or the founder of Lola Cars contributed key design DNA via the Lola MK6, which serves as a basis for this first prototype. So yeah, it was like the Lola was a big deal, and it was like all these like new ideas and kind of an amalgamation between all this stuff. Between the MK1, the MK2, the MK3, and the MK4, Mark IV, they had 4 different versions of the car over the production total. There was only 105 of them made. So they're basically, you can't afford them unless like you have, you know, they're millions of dollars, because they're not really cars anymore now. They're like kind of like these keepsakes. Yeah. Like they're cars that live in museums in a sense. But the cool thing is there's quite a few companies that made replications of them. One of them is in South Africa. My memory is just dying today, but Superformance, I think it's what it's called. And they got approval from Ford, I think, to replicate it 1-to-1 for the most part. And so they made these replicas, and you can get a Superformance replica for, I think, like $250,000 or so.
All right.
But yeah, this is that handsome man right here. Those glasses. He saw everything with those bad boys on. Yeah. GT40, it's named GT40 because it was 40 inches tall. Yeah. Which is crazy to think, you know. And this is why I love it. You know me, I'm a big lover of the perfect curves and proportions. You know, proportions are everything to me when it comes to design. And this car just has, in my humble opinion, there's many beautiful cars out there, but this is the top.
Yeah, one of the most beautiful proportion ever. You cannot go wrong with this proportion. It's just beautiful.
Have you ever seen one in person?
Yeah. I seen this. I think it was the Mark II with the Gulf livery in blue. Oh my God.
Yeah, come on, man. Sheesh.
It was really impressive to see how low is the car.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's crazy. It throws you off because you're used to cars being so tall and big and weird, especially now cars now, you know, they're just huge. But the GT40 has like, it's that perfect perspective and that proportion of wide and low and just stunning. This is a car that every angle is good. And then it does weird, cool stuff like, you want to access the engine for service? Of course you do, because it's a race car, right? You want to be able to get to the heart as fast as possible. And the engine is mid-engine. setup too, which is cool. Most of the the weight of the engine is in front of the rear axle, which makes it more from what I understand, the handling, it makes the handling characteristics more neutral. So when you're in and out of apexes, you're not getting these weird shifts, so that your weight is staying centralized and you can just focus on the other aspects of it, which is like throttle and apexing and like braking and when to brake and how to brake. Makes it so you can go through things faster, which makes for a better race car. And this is how it dominated, because it like legitimately dominated. I think in the first like year, it took out so many things and smashed Ferrari. And I think it took most of the awards too, which is so awesome. This is one of the replicas. I don't know. I'm not sure if this is one of the super performance ones. It doesn't look like it. Like,
I never seen this before. Do you have this reference before, or is something like you come out with recently?
I've had it. I mean, I've been looking at this car for a while. This was one of them. I was like, because for a minute there, I was like, oh man, if I do well enough, I could save up my money and I could buy one, because that'd be amazing. Yeah, this one is not. I don't see anything about it coming from. So this is Bailey Cars in South Africa. So what I'm thinking is that Super Performance is South Africa. This guy is in South Africa. They probably all had the same molds and they were just sharing them. That's my thought. This one sold for $85,000, which when you put it in comparison, that's a lot of money, obviously. But when you put in comparison to everything else,
Yeah.
you know, multi-millions of dollars for the original ones, and then like a Super Performance new one for like, I think it's like $250,000 base, and then it goes up from there.
Yeah.
It's wild. Yeah.
I wonder about the rear fender. Is it like that, or they tweak it a little bit, the design?
Yeah, it looks kind of beefy, huh?
Yeah.
They might have done some stuff to it. I'm not a historian on the replicas of these, but
It feels a little bit more wider on the back.
I'm into it. Gotta have that wideness. Yeah. Here's another one.
Here we go.
Yeah.
The OG, man. Wow.
And everybody knows by now that if you watch these episodes, you know that one of the key things we like to do is just pull all of the references, everything we can, as much as possible, because it kind of creates our own loras. We have a large language model inside our brain. But we have unfortunately, our brain has like little capacity for memory. But yeah, and the great thing is, and we've showed this reference a lot, is that we love to go to bring a trailer, because people are selling the car, so you get to see in like intimate details, like, oh, that's where the battery is, and oh, that's where the coolant reservoir is, or like the PCV valve, or this is how this links up. Oh, it's through this. Okay, cool. There's the starter. Nice. Or that's where the fuel cell is, or that's interesting there. You get a sense for all of the things, and it just helps.
It's so ridiculous to see this picture, because I got the sense like driving the car, it will be one of the most scary things experienced in your life. I feel like if you crashed with this car, you're literally dead.
Now you're badass.
I don't know why, man. It's just so dangerous. It's just metal around you.
Yeah, it's a race car. And again, as you know, for 4 of the editions, there was only 105 in the made. I think that was because of homologation rules and stuff. So, you know, what are you going to do? You know, so driving on the street, have fun. You die, then you died a badass. You died in a
right
badass
way.
car. Yeah, the right way.
And the GT40.
Yeah,
Done.
exactly. Yeah, this is before, like, I mean, there's seatbelts, but this is before airbags and, you know, safety. You know, the gas where the fuel is right here, right next to you. Yeah, on both sides of the car too, because it had dual fuel, and that also kept the fuel and the power and the weight of the car low, just like Tesla batteries and all that kind of stuff. You kept your car.
And for sure, if you're a driver, one of those years, you need to have something different in your brain.
Yeah, sociopath.
To be able to drive that car on the limit. It's not just driving, it's just on the limit where everything could go wrong really quickly, and you're literally, the chance to survive on a crash like this is almost none.
Yeah, you're not surviving that. Yeah, if you like this kind of stuff, I would look up some really cool vintage racings. There's also like Goodwood has them ripping, and like these old school drivers, they're my favorite. I love watching vintage racing because it's like on the ragged edge, and also the cars of the time, they're extremely powerful, but in comparison to nowadays, they're not as fast and you know, technologically advanced.
Efficient. Yeah.
But it's, to me, it's like there's more skill, I would say, involved in the way that you drive this, because it's like ragged edge driving. Like, I just love watching vintage drive. I love watching the old Alphas or the old Datsuns or like the old BMWs, like DTM. We love DTM for that same reason. It's like hockey or something. But yeah, yeah, I love the bundle of snakes. Like, there's so many things about this setup. You know, like that's what they call the exhaust, how everything kind of comes together and formulates, and it just, I love how unique it is of its time. There was obviously many cars, there was Porsches and stuff that had similar kind of things, so it wasn't like they were inventing everything. But I feel like the GT40 like really universally brought all of the elements together and made something that was truly special in its own right, and it had a complete ownership of itself. I'm no car historian, so probably like there was like a Lola or something that was really similar. And Ford had another car that was similar. It was before this one, that was like long and very curvaceous and like very cool. It was kind of like a prototype before this car had happened, and that was really beautiful as well.
But there is something here, man. I mean, I've been thinking about you and your dream and the GT40, and I remember I have those memories watching this car in real life, and it clicked immediately. I thought, wow, now I get it, and the sense is was more like this car feels modern. I don't know why. I'm trying to figure out still why this car feels modern. It's just crazy. It feels
It's
so
1966.
That's crazy, man. You think about it. I mean, this is how long it's been designed, this car, and it's still, I guess has the golden proportion and everything fits. And obviously, when I watch in real life, it was, you see the handmade car. Everything doesn't really match. The
Yeah,
body work a little bit
super
wonky,
shoddy.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
I love that though. When you
yeah.
look at something, you could see all the imperfections and stuff. This one's really quite clean. But yeah, I love the wild, like the randomness. As long as you know like the rest of it, like it's considered and like well put together, and like this is really well maintained like system, and everything works. It looks like it does, at least, and it's done of quality. But yeah, I'd say it's just the ratios. I think it's timeless and also feels of the time because it has the golden ratio and everything kind of makes sense and works, and that's what makes it so awesome. And
What I like the most is the front view when you see the wheels, and I love that feeling of the
Yeah.
kind of yeah,
Yeah.
so cool.
I mean, come on. It really doesn't get better than that, truly. And you have to look at the perspective of like when this came out, what was out. This is, in my opinion, the 60s are some of my favorite designs of all cars. I love the 60s, love the 70s, kind of loses it in the 80s. And then after that, I'm like, what happened? Now they're still beautiful. They're beautiful cars every 10 years or so. But this is just, it's just so beautiful on all the ways too. It's just the proportions. This is a car, and don't say this lightly. This is a car that proves that automotive is art and art is automotive, and it's a blend of that. But it's not just art that you can hang on a wall for an impression. It's like, it's art that you get in and you drive, you experience, and it's this beautiful thing. I've heard it's really difficult to drive these, but I love that. I think it shouldn't be. If it was like a comfortable, nice, fun drive, it would be such a bummer. I would think it would. You should feel exhausted after you drive this thing. You should feel like you got driven. You didn't drive it. I think that's what you want with a car like this. I would think, like a motorcycle or something. It's like you have to have all your senses and be respectful of it, and it has to completely shake you. Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah, I guess you have to earn to be able to extract all the power of this car, be able to drive the car as deserved. It needs kind of learning what it has to take to make this car running as it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I guess it's about that. I agree. It needs to be like that. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense. Easy to drive, it kind of lost. It loses a little bit the spirit
Yeah.
of the car.
Yeah. It needs to feel violent. and scary.
Mm.
I love the typeface too for this. I love that they didn't do like the cursive one. It's so clean. And doing the
Super
racing
classic.
stripes like that's cool. Yeah. I don't like the center one, but hey, can't win everything. Personally, the best version, and I'll share it in my renders, is I like the white version. Yeah, that's the coolest one. But yeah, I grabbed these and want to share these too, because this will come down when we start to build out environments and stuff. But just like, I think these were references that you had found on Pinterest and you were sharing with me. And they were things that I think when we build these things, we're constantly thinking about the environment in which they live in that feels the most natural to present to you, the audience. And this is when we kind of were building it out in the beginning. But along the way of building the car, we're always constantly absorbing things. And I would say that this collection of photographs, I don't know if you recognize or realize this yet, but this is before I would go out to Japan, and then I took a bunch of photographs in Japan. And think about all the photographs I took in Japan that were very similar to this. I think so much of that came into my mind. And it's proof and key and an important part of making things when you just saturate and fill your mind with as many things that inspire you, and then it kind of bleeds into everything else.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I guess always we are looking for express the car in different environment, but without putting the car in the second second realm. We want to just to show the car as best. So we thought maybe this kind of a clean but used environment will be a good fit. Also, we can reuse that environment for different cars, just changing the kind of a wall or texture. We try, we try to do something like this.
Yeah.
It was a massive seed of inspiration for us.
Yeah, I think I also went to a car meet with Chris Ashton from Ruffian. He had his Porsche, the orange Porsche, remember? And it was by the building, and I was taking a bunch of photos of that. That was a big inspiration. But anyways, I thought that was kind of interesting. There might be some photos in here. I don't know. Along the way, because, you know, we can't just keep things completely stock. There's got to be some modifications that happen. And so I was looking at other cars. There's that beautiful render series that the people at Ink did, which is, they're the best. I love their work. And then, you know, Porsches, I just absolutely love them. And these aren't the cars necessarily, but like these are inspirations. Like, okay, little things to be gleaned from, like this Dino is just interesting, or like that background's cool, or like I just love the presence or the feeling of this, you know, like it's just so cool.
What car is on the left on the orange? Is a Corvette? What is that?
I think it's like a concept thing, like
It's
an
not
old
a Corvette,
school.
obviously.
Yeah, looks wild, huh? Look at that hood. Yeah.
Wow.
But I what I want to show here is like with references, I don't always just grab like specific, like, oh, it has to be GT40. It's like along the way of finding things, I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like I love this color and I love this shot and I love this angle. Sick. I'm going to take that and remix it.
You are open-minded to lose yourself in whatever distracts you and say, hey, I love the vibe here. It could be so many different reasons. Could be the actual lens, could be the color, contrast, and the actual car. So everything, right? From every single photo, you find something interesting to explore.
Yeah. And there's a vibe and a feeling, and like there's so much to glean from all of these things. You know, there's so much love or interesting things, you know. And I think the reason why I brought this up and shared it is because it was like a secondary pool of references that I would look at while developing this, and I was constantly thinking about it. So it was constantly in the front of my mind, like, what about this? What about that? And it could be little things or small things or big things, like details of textures, or like I love this crop and I love being able to see the barrel of the wheel without seeing the face of the wheel. To me, this is like the best. God, I really want one of these cars. All right, this is like just perfect, this thing, huh? It's the GT40 of Porsches, you know.
It's perfection.
Just awesome.
What about the Lancia Delta?
This guy?
The rally car, yeah.
I think I just love the foreground element stuff. I mean, it's hard to tell at the time, but there's a lot of things that, you know, I think pull it in, and I think that's one of them, like the long lens, low framing and the foreground elements with the shadow as well to create that contrast. We would do it. I don't think I'd do this, but maybe in one of the renders. And if I do, I'll try to call it out. But one of the things we try to do is like create shadow in front of the camera to create a depth, to put light into the contrast of the car to see it in depth. And I think that really helps a lot. It creates more of an immersive thing. It pulls you in as a viewer, which I think is key. Like imagine this whole shot there was no shadow. It was all bright. It would fight with the Porsche, but now with it being dark, the Porsche has it lives in its space and it dominates the image with contrast to the background.
Yeah. It's like a kind of intention of wrapping the Porsche.
Yeah.
Supporting the focus.
Yep. Yeah. This is cool stuff, cool references. And so, yeah, here we are. There was all kinds of versions. This one was, I don't know how come this one didn't make it to the final. A jet engine? Yeah.
I've never seen this before.
Yeah, right. I think I sent it to you as a joke. I'm sure I did. Well, I don't know. I bought it off of Hum or Turbo Squid or something. I got the base. Didn't have the engine in it. I think I pulled the engine from another project. I think it was like a De Tomaso thing I was working on or something. And then, but ultimately, quickly, I'm like, okay, swap in new beefy wheels. Okay, put the engine in there. Okay, start looking at it. You get into space with the 3D, and you're just like, this is the best thing ever because I can just start pulling and pushing. One of the things I never really cared for is how skinny the front tires are. So I was like, oh, let me add some beef in there. Only way to add beef there, you have to open up everything. Okay, it's a common thing, and you'll see as I go further into it, it's just slowly changing the proportions because it was actually a really high task to build this because it's like, okay, what am I going to do to a perfect car that I absolutely love? Well, I'm just going to make it more beefy and crazy. So I was like, okay, I'm going to cut. If this was my car, I would want it like this. I would want to see the engine at all times. I would want to see it because it's just the coolest thing. But I also want it to be somewhat covered.
I love your first attempt to change the car, and you have two different basically rules repeating itself.
Yeah.
The engine, man.
Dude, don't hate, man. That thing's fast.
Kind of a shame it didn't turn out well.
I know. I think it ruined the lines in the back.
A little bit, just break a little bit the
Giant
flow.
butthole in the back.
Yeah.
Super powerful butthole.
But I love the fact that you went full on. First of all, wheels, and then you need to see the engine. That's it. That's basically the rule from here, right? So
Yeah.
the starting point.
It's what we do to all of our cars. Okay, well, I don't care. I want to see the freaking engine. This is a
You have
sketch.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to ask you about that. Yeah, it's a sketching.
So what I've done is I've ruined the capacity of the fuel. So I've cut into it. But what I've done is create this nice negative and positive zone of pressure that comes off
the car
front
is
rear.
lighter now.
Yeah. But stretching it out. And so this was like, I think we've talked about this as well. It's like one of the key things is constantly working very rapidly. I would say, like, Carlos and I have talked about this. One of our favorite things to do is this. It's the design, it's the idea, it's coming up with the world and building as fast as possible, having fun. So I just taking a quick cheap screenshot from, painting it over in Photoshop and instantly getting an idea like, okay, cool. I want this whole thing to be open, much like, an RSR Porsche or something, like the RSR have that beautiful over fender and they have those holes. And I was thinking, oh, this is great. And then also having like this support piece, like almost like a lower canard kind of section. This told me everything. As soon as I had that, I was like, oh yeah, I know exactly what this needs to be. And then it was just now taking the data and modifying it. Ooh, yeah, that race car. But in the beginning, it's just like stretching and pulling it out and getting it to a place where the proportions still work, checking everything. Like now we're talking. This is kind of getting similar to your beautiful McLaren
The
MS60.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that one shot's my favorite. There's the front and then there's the rear, and then you could see it all. I don't even think you released it online, but it's one of my favorites because you could see almost like a wave, the ripple of the car's like feminine, beautiful lines and like just the strength of it, which is super cool. And now it's like, oh, look at that curve that comes out of there. Like, yes, dude. To me, it's like, let's not create narrow front tires and narrow the front. Let's actually widen it and extend it out and create it more beefy, basically. Yeah. Then again, just quick, fast things. These aren't in order, so I'm just testing things. I think there was a time too I was like going to go really crazy, and then I realized like to do like almost like a long tail with over fenders and like creating like an F1 roof scoop, not Formula One, but the McLaren F1.
Yeah.
And playing with it, and I think maybe it would have been okay. I think it was too far though. I was pushing it too far.
Yeah, I don't remember this sketch actually.
Yeah, I might not have showed it to you, but I for sure showed the rocket engine because
Yeah.
that was a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like old school. Like this is like, I don't know, 5 years ago, 4 years ago. Well, it feels like
Yeah.
another lifetime ago. Yeah.
But I love your intention here. You were all right. I have the CG model almost pretty much locked what I want to do, but then also you make an alternative version where you draw the sketching, trying to figure out if you have more room to play, I guess.
Yeah, there's always more room to play, right? Like even this car in this form, it's beautiful, and I think it's so perfect. It was mostly my response to like trying to figure out, could I bring some of the proportions, change things? Could I open these things up? Can I extend it out back? You know, if you do this, then you can't clamshell the rear, and that would defeat its purpose. The reason why it cuts off so quickly here is because that way you can turn the clamshell to open it up too, so you can have access to the engine and work on it and all that stuff. So again, I defeated and kind of ruined its purpose and stuff too. I really love this phase of making these things. It's the most loose and fun and wild like time to make it, and you can just have so much fun with it. You can just play and dream and have the what if, ideas, and then so many of the things later on, as I'll show my final renders, come from like this original interpretation. Unfortunately, the process is so long I usually forget, but it's a part of the process. At one point I was going to do another engine and then a whole different setup, and I think I switched it midway, and I was stupid because I had to recreate everything except the engine. I think I kept the engine, and I think I kept the uprights and the spindles, but I believe the final one that's in the renders, it was a lot of modeling and a lot of shit and like so much work. And this is before I understood how all this stuff worked too. So I was guessing a lot of times.
Well, I guess we were in the same team then.
Mm-hmm. This is cool, because like now I know a lot more because of the Z. I'm still far away from like understanding so much of it, which I love. I don't want to know everything. I want to be able to discover things as we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, learning through the process. This is when it started getting really fun, because I don't think I think this is around when you decided to do the LS, lift the hood. And I was like, you want to lift the hood?
Yeah, you started first with this. I thought, all right.
Okay, you son of a bitch. That's it. You're getting it. Yeah. And this is when it gets really stupid, because then we just go full ham. But this is when I was kind of doing a deep dive, building things out, grabbing things, kit bashing, looking at tons of references. That's why I showed those references, because it's like I had to look really closely, like, okay, well, where's the battery go? Where's that external, canister for the releasing pressure, and like all this kind of stuff. It just gets super stupid.
We are dumb.
We're super dumb. We're the dumbest of the dumb. Yeah. And here we go. Like just kind of throwing things together in here, looking at references, modeling things, finding references, so like, oh yeah, I wanted to do this. So the model I had didn't have a latch and stuff. And so I was like, I believe I quickly modeled this, or no, I think I got this off of something else. So
maybe for the website or the GrabCAD.
Yeah, maybe it's from is it GrabCAD? That's right. Yeah, probably, because it looks like it's got some CAD data to it.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm like, oh, I could model this, but I'm like, nah, I'll just quickly just kit bash and throw it on there. Yeah, and like a small little spoiler. And the fitment's perfect, and the big chunky flats, like flat meets racing slicks, and the proportions. I'm like, yeah, dude. Mm-hmm. All right, now we're talking. Okay, good. We get that vintage race car look, and everything is coming together. Super stoked. Again.
Oh, show me that chrome finish. That's really cool.
This one?
On the top of the left.
Oh, chrome? Yeah.
Wow. That's really cool, actually. Reminds me of one of those Audi prototype. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
remember the name of that car.
Hmm.
Oh, hey,
Yeah, I
whatever.
remember that. Hmm. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I love how flat and everything is, and testing it and just throwing it around. This is
Definitely,
when,
it's a really fun process, man, where you are messing around with the first idea you have, and then apply materials and see how the car reacts with the lighting.
oh, it's the
It's
best.
really fun. Yeah.
Yeah, like seeing the lines sweep and conform, and then also testing wheels too. I love these four-spoke vintage racing wheels too. They're so cool. And then,
Well, look at that back.
yeah, dude, the best. Full power, baby. Ah, so cool.
I can see
Yeah.
why you name it the dream.
Yeah. It felt like a dream working on it. It didn't feel like this is not one of those punishing ones. It was just really enjoyable. Okay, so now we're like in the stage where I got most of the engine set up. I think I'm again using the GT40 or the Ford GT rear diffuser from the modern Ford GT Le Mans racing car. Put that in the back there, which I thought was kind of a fun wink to the heritage from the past and new and old. And then I modeled out this piece that it's doing exactly as I hoped, like it taking that sweeping line that comes off the windshield, brings it back.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. See
One big
that?
loop. Well, if you look at it here, you have this like line off the roof and it kind of creates this big curve like a wave. And that was one of my favorite things. And then again, as I showed that little quick sketch, proportions are working, everything is kind of coming together for me. And here too, like it was scary because this is an iconic part of this car. Originally it kind of curves down, follows this same line and comes down and then goes straight out, and that's where the gas tanks are. But cutting this in, it just felt right. Like, yeah, dude. Oh,
Yeah. Also, adding the naked duck over there, it's a
yeah.
winner.
Yeah, that's essential. Yeah. For brake cooling. Yeah. All the little details, pins, proportions. I mean, come on. Oof. Mamma
Yeah,
mia.
I love that waterfall. It's so cool to see that massive hole, to see the wheel.
The best. We love negative space and like showing things and looking into vantage points of things, which is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I love the fact you are already discovering angles to see the car in different lenses, like that one on the white on the right version. Also, that proportion.
This is an aqueduct that's really efficient. It's more efficient than the entire car. Yeah. Yeah. Well, when you go in there, you're checking different focal lengths and camera angles. And as I mentioned, this car has no bad angles, in my opinion. You can look at it from all angles and it's just provides beauty. And what's cool is like the 3D part is pretty much done, I believe. Yeah. So I'm done with most of the modeling, all of the core modeling, the main shapes. There's a lot of stuff going on here, a lot of modifications, a lot of little things pushing and
How
pulling.
long took you to make this
I don't
modeling?
know.
Remember that?
It
A
wasn't
week?
too long. Yeah, maybe about a week or so, off and on, pushing. Maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. I can't remember. Sometimes it goes really fast. Sometimes it's slow. Yeah, built these little like canard wind diffuser things. Those are like part of the recipe. Oh, I want a fin. Oh, let's change this. Make the lip line like that. Okay, let's add an aqueduct. All these little details. Again, it's like the little quick sketches with intention, and then you take them and then build them out, and then keep going.
I found it so helpful, and be able to stop and have a screen grab, go to Photoshop and sketch something quickly
That's the
to
best.
see if that will work or not.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get a little bit lazy. I was it kind of a bizarre think about. I get lazy, but I rather just going full on in CG, and then I realized later, oh, it didn't work out as I thought it could be. So I have
Yeah.
to re go back to the modeling process and do it again. But yeah, so something like a is good to reminder.
It's super key. I think it's a part of the process that's like easy to miss, but it's so essential. I mean, when I look at this, I'm like, come on, man. It's everything that I would want in a special car. Everything. There's nothing more that I would want. You see the huge engine, you see the huge tires, you see front and rear. Every shape is beautiful. Every angle is beautiful. It looks beautiful in white. I mean, dude, It's so fun. It like literally, this is the point of doing haste. It's like these things, like making
Yeah.
this and seeing this, and it's like, I know there's criticism behind making things in CGI, but it's like if it creates joy and it makes you happy, then this is it. This is the only answer, and this is. I haven't, when I put this podcast together, I didn't look at these images closely because I wanted to have this like, yeah, cool feeling
Reaction.
to, yeah, and so it feels good just looking back at like they're like old family photos or something, and seeing them. So fun. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's the whole point, the process, and you are living it again, remembering those moments, messing around with the car, not having massive judgment of what it could be or what is not. It's just basically vibing, just going forward and backward, having fun, not thinking that much about what is gonna be or what people's gonna think about this. It's an iconic car, and you don't mess around with the GT40.
All I care about is what you think and what I think, and that's it. And it's cool, and that's all that matters, really. It's just like us having fun, and like me showing you this. The tire shader absolutely just got smoked. Like there's no gloss, or the gloss got inverted or something. Some big issue there. Yeah, I think like the gloss texture got lost or something. But it's all good. It was more or less just kind of figuring it out. I have still some geo and things to fix in here, and I think I remade the headers too.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that was there was so much stuff in there. Actually, this is a lot more time in the back there if I think about it, because I kept evolving it and showing and building it and realizing things needed to change.
Yeah, of course, because you changed also the back as well. You make a long tail.
Yeah, which I think this one's cooler. Should have stopped here. That's what happens sometimes. I think I messed up and made this like more wild. It's cool, but it's so dumb. So yeah, it's more of like a fast boy.
What do you mean dumb?
I think it looks stupid. Like it doesn't structurally add up and make sense to the car itself. I guess for this concept it works, but
I guess from the way I see it, for me, it's like as a mechanic, as a real person, try to do that car faster, and you are creating with your own hands, without engineering, how it could be the best solution to make that wing, and that is the best solution, I guess.
yeah, I suppose so. I guess this is me going back to that original sketch with the long tail and like
Yeah.
thinking, oh, I want to go. I think when I was here, I was like, this is awesome. But I felt like it just needed to be like pushed a little bit further in order for it to be a haste car. I think if it stayed here, it'd still be a haste car. It would just be more contained, more close to the original car, more obtainable too. Part of me wants to just go back to this version and make more renders of just this version. Perhaps I will. Perhaps I will.
You can just buy it.
God, I would love to. My wife would kill me. Yeah, but totally worth it. Yeah. This is a render. Just kidding. It's not a render. This is
Man,
a render.
I was about to ask you. Hold on. You're tricking me here.
Getting closer. Yeah. I know about these carbs now too. I have a triple Makunis or a version of this. This is a Weber carb. But like last night I was going through the diagram of the triple Makuni and like going through it and trying to figure out like the technical, it's a service manual. Let's see, these are my carbs on my car, and like going through the manual and like understanding like all of the components and pieces. They're really complicated, these old things.
Man, this is gnarly.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Because I showed you, I just pulled my carbs off, and so I pulled them off, and I'm like, what's this do? What's that do? What's this thing? So yeah, these are the components that are in there, and each cylinder gets its own piece, and each thing has its own variable, and yeah.
Oh, what I can see is so many options to go wrong.
Oh,
If
it's
you
all
tweak something.
yeah.
My
Yeah,
God.
you have your idle, you have your
No, man. It's a perfect nightmare.
yeah, it gets crazy. That's the irony is that again, as I mentioned, I haven't looked at these, so now, this is years later. Now I have the Z and I'm pulling this stuff apart. But this was really fun, building the shaders and looking at it one to one, and like just kind of going through and trying to create these shaders using what's that thing called? Anisotropia or anisotropia?
Ambient occlusion?
There's ambient occlusion in there, but the you know when you look,
Isotropic?
yeah, isotropic, yeah, yeah, and just making shaders that kind of match it, play with it. Also keep in mind that the HDRI is more warm than this image, and
Man, I'm really impressed you get the patience to go this far. It's crazy.
it's important. We must. Yeah, I made these headers, and then I put them in ZBrush and went crazy and like ruined them. So I made them more
I'm
real.
not joking here. If you show me this render, I will double guess. Is that a photo or
No
render?
way.
No, man. Look at it again. Just look at that.
You have to look at it like this. That looks real now.
Come
Yeah.
on, man. Come on.
Yeah, it was fun. I think for a moment too, I was trying to figure out if putting it in this background. I think at that time I was playing with like a Subaru, doing something similar, and like looking at the shader. Really, now we're in shader mode, so having fun building out the shaders and testing things and lighting. God, the car is so cool. Removing all the stuff and seeing it, so cool. Yeah, playing with this is before directionality had power and Corona too, so now
Yeah.
that's a whole thing. Playing with all the shapes and coming up with stuff, creating a new frame bracework for the exterior wing. The wing's crazy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go back and make another one. Yeah.
That was the headers. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess you use a ZBrush to make the welding.
Yeah,
Yes.
and the little dents
Imperfection
and
of
stuff.
dents. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's only because I was familiar with how to do it. But there's obviously tons of ways. I know you use a different tool to do that as well. Yeah, because before I did that, I think it was clean and simple, which is good too, but it was too simple and clean. So I thought, let's go crazy. This was the time I was like, all right, I'm going to go crazy and make something look as real as possible. Might as well. It's the dream, you know? So.
Man, it's really good to see this small seed of what it become, this car. All these renders test. I can tell you we're already searching for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
If you think about it now that you've seen photographs of the Z project too, when I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, this all makes sense. Like I'm taking photos the same way that I took these renders. It's like the same thing, like a spotlight and focusing on an area, falling in love with the machine and the machining and engineering of things and like seeing how everything looks and stuff. So this is too glossy, but yeah, it's coming along. Yeah. Cool.
Man, you have also the headers really bright and really hot on the right side. There you
Oh
go.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, this was yeah, do you remember there was that one
yeah.
amazing artist, I forget his name. Russian dude?
Yeah, the Russian guy doing an amazing project. It's a
that
Group
guy's a
C
genius.
car. Jesus Christ.
He had the most incredible headers in that thing. They were like red hot. So I rendered one pass, and I think it's a little off, obviously, but like one of them was orange and then one not, and then I just painted it back in.
Oh, you painted. Clever.
Yeah,
And
I could have
started to
used a
thought,
gradient.
What
Yeah.
do you do here? All right, cool.
Yeah, I think that's probably what he did too. Just multiple images and then painted it in.
I'm not sure. I guess he goes really.
Maybe he
deep
did
on
all
it.
CGI.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah,
Guys, are
I wouldn't be
crazy.
surprised.
I just love that the glow of that too. So cool. But yeah, this is just again exploring, playing with ideas. Yeah,
Yeah, well, welding.
yeah, welding up the boxes. This was for the PCV valve, so pressure release from like the oil pressure that builds up in the head. It comes out here and then circulates back in. But they were kind of too clean, so I destroyed them. And because I knew those were things like everywhere I looked, I was like, oh, if I'm going to see this, I want this to be clean, or
Yeah,
building brackets and little
because
things.
also it's really visible. You know already it's gonna be on the render.
Yeah, exhaust is like the tire, it's got to be good. And the radiator, we built the radiator too. That was fun. Yeah, all of the stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess in this point you knew I'm doing also the LS3.
I was like, the son of a bitch. And you were going so
Yeah.
hard. I was like, yeah. Yeah, you were really pushing me. as I've mentioned too, it's like, it's so key. If you want to grow, be around people that push you, motivate you, inspire you. Because I'd say, we were both pushing each other at this point. Like, oh yeah, you want to do that? Oh yeah, you want to do that? Yeah, just having fun in the best of ways too, just joking.
It's so dumb, man.
I love it though. I've become completely obsessed with facets and bolts and hardware and materials. It's so cool now. I see this, like I can almost guess what the actual size would be and the material would be. Like that's the stainless steel 306 or 304 or something probably, like, oh, like I could have swapped this out for something else, It's so fun. Yeah. I'm addicted to this website called McMaster-Carr. And actually, it's a really good resource for 3D assets because you can go there and you can download step files of the hardware itself. Let me just show that. It's a little.
I think I got it in my folder. Yeah, I got this.
I just realized that. Yeah, McMaster-Carr is incredible. So I actually order a lot of stuff from here.
For me, the main purpose here is just for the naming. Because otherwise I will say, yeah, the thin, which is also connected with the thin,
Yeah, which is accurate. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you go here, you can download it, which is this is one of the most incredible websites, just the database itself. Because I'm in here all the time, like, oh, I need a thread pitch like 1 mil, and I need it to be like a head. I need the head to be this. Because now when I'm building things custom, like I need to be microscopically perfect for everything. And this has been amazing, but you can get step, IGES, all this stuff. You can get SolidWorks files. Like, it's amazing. And it's all here as a resource. Yeah.
Man, think about it. You were messing around with the GT40, creating an engine, trying to get close as possible to reality. And now you show me that website, also your current process, building your own car. And it's kind of fascinating to see the comparison, your early memories and brain now compared with yourself, with your new knowledge you have.
So
see
fun.
your old work. It's kind of interesting, right? Kind of see your other you and different life.
It's so fun. It's truly, I'm just so thankful and so blessed to be able to spend my time doing these things because I love it so much. I truly love it. And it's just, I think this is similar to how I'm building the car now. And this is a reflection of how I would build the GT40. My ultimate goal is to do like what my friend Paul does from Son of Cobra. He builds these incredible, beautiful works of art in the form of BMW 2002 or the BMW E9. And he considers every millimeter of that car is considered and goes through his taste and style and through his hand, and you feel it. I think I showed you some photos of my last visit there. The first time I transported an engine into a car was with him. I helped him. I was like, and it's crazy because these are like $250,000 BMWs, and it's like the engine was $80,000. It's crazy S14 engine, but yeah, it was really. I was sweating so much. I was so nervous. Hey, what's this right here?
That could be a poster.
Yeah, this is something I see a lot, all the time, so many times a day. Thanks, guys. You're the best. Yeah, that's like PTSD. Oh, let's talk about wheels and tires.
Wow, you have a whole section about wheels.
Boom, 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 boom.
It was fun here.
Yeah, we went kind of nuts, right? Because we were both, I was like, oh, we need to have a tire decal, kind of like the Kaisan with RWB or our friends at Toyo. I think Toyo was like one of the first ones, or somebody was doing the Toyo or the sticker decal stencil kind of thing, but the Kai is the one that sprays paints them, and I thought it was so cool. The guy did so many cool things. He still does.
And it's kind of fun.
Yeah, building the decal and painting it on there and seeing how it works and reacts. That's obviously too much displacement, but getting closer. Yeah, so fun. Went nuts. This is the Haste logo. This is this is old school.
Wow. That's really cool, man. So I love the fact I created Mickey Thompson tire.
Yeah.
And you jump on it and adding this kind of a hint, detail for the Haste.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Well, I think you put this on the Nova, but yeah, this is the tire you made for the Nova. I was like, can I has it? Yeah. Save me from having to build it. Yeah.
And it fits so well in the car, man.
Yeah, it does.
Perfectly.
It's like a kind of the beefy, chunky, and Yeah. Yeah, it works well. Just a nice combination. Here's the old Hoosier. That was from that was a Brawler tire.
Yeah, the Brawler.
Yeah. And then this was something online, and the
Yeah.
resolution didn't hold up, and just had to be rebuilt. This was, I think I used this tire for the Batmobile.
Mm-hmm.
I was just testing a bunch of stuff. These are like vintage knobbed tires for rain racing. And then the end of the day, I do love these vintage looking tires. Like
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Show me the Goodyear on the left.
this one right here.
Down. No, it's a white Goodyear down there. There you go. That one.
Yeah. This is from Alex, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. His tires are great too, and I think he sells them.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So I wonder why you picked the Mickey Thompson. Why not this Goodyear?
I think it fell apart when I got too close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have had to rebuild it. There's stretching and weird stuff happening, and also like I think it was there, but I think because I had to stretch it and move it and kind of pull it apart.
Mm-hmm.
And I was gonna run the Hoosier, and I think the Hoosier worked too. I don't know. I think at the end of the day, I think any of those tires would have worked, to be honest. I even think that this knobby one would have been fine too. But yeah.
Wow. I mean, I'm surprised you make a lot of changes in the tire. I wonder when the Mickey Thompson timing happened.
Probably when you showed me,
Otherwise-
I was like, okay, I want that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I came late for the party, and then hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Give me that. Give me
Yeah,
yours.
come on. He came late to the party and made it awesome. But like I said, I think any of these would have worked. It's just how close I could have gotten to the car itself on some of them. And I think you just went so far with the Mickey Thompson that it just made sense. And also I like the shape of it too, like how thick and chunky it is.
Mm.
I think that it would have been better though to have a slightly thinner sidewall in the front, like not as chunky. Like right now it looks almost too big of a sidewall.
Could
For
be,
this car.
in the front. Yeah.
Mhm. Right now it looks like 13-inch or 14-inch rims, which you want to have like 15s on these, I would imagine. So just a small thing. And then when we decided to build the
Oh, yeah, I
background,
know.
there was a wall.
Yeah.
Build the wall. Yeah. This is CGI, baby. Yeah. Making
Oh,
a
yeah, I
wall.
remember
Isn't a
this.
wall so fun to make? Yeah. ZBrush, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this wall. You
Yeah.
went full on this one.
We went
Wow.
hard, dude. Yeah. Yeah, it was fun.
It's
Yeah.
not an easy task.
No.
I have to be honest here. It's not an easy task to make bricks, because as soon you get sort of a pattern is visible and tile and feel weird. It's not easy to do.
Yeah. It's easy to get wrong. So we had to really kind of plan it out, and it was fun too. It was fun for me to like build an asset for us that we could use, and ended up using it quite a bit, which is cool. And
I mean, it turned out really well. The bricks, to be fair.
like you can't see the pattern, you can see right there, but if you don't look too closely, you can kind of work it out. And there's still work to be done on it at that point too. Oh, we should talk about this too. This was really fun.
Oh yes.
I jumped a little
Yes.
bit here though, huh? Oh yeah. I guess let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna bring this down to the bottom.
Yeah,
'Cause I
because
think we should talk about
is
that at the end. Yeah.
Cherry on the top, man.
Yeah, the ice cream. That was an accident. I know there's a CGI artist that does this. So I saw it and I was like, oh, that's, yeah. This is really early Mid-Journey graphics. I was like testing Mid-Journey at the time, and I was like, wow, this is so crazy. And then I was like, I'll make like some weird mural art. So then I use it as a projection, and that's the wall. Then the wall with the projection of the texture creates this like hyper weirdness to it. It was really fun. And I wanted to have like patriotic colors in here. So the car is done, shaders are done, wheels are done, tires are done, everything is done, CGI is done. Now it's just like rendering time. I'm just playing with stuff. Yeah, it's just fun. The background is way too crazy, but yeah.
But it's cool, man. I think we never published this, right?
No, just for fun. It happens a lot too, though. You don't ever show everything. Just having fun playing with stuff.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
Man,
dude.
that engine. Wow.
All the details, all the rivets, and all the little things. Little
I guess it has
details.
some satisfaction to see after all the hard work when you make
Yeah.
a render like this. Like,
Oh
oh wow,
yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
here you go,
Come on.
nice.
Yeah, and it's not AI too. Look at it, because like, yeah, proof. This is done the hard way. Yeah, the painful way.
Painful.
Yeah, but it was really fun. It's just this is when you can be a photographer and play and move around the car and do things and try things. I think I decided not to publish these because I didn't really like the background after I'd done the renders. At the beginning, I was like, "Oh, this is really cool," and then at the end, I was like, "Oh, it's too distracting. Kind of looks ugly." Yeah, but
Yeah, it could be that. I
yeah,
mean, some renders are really cool to see that reflection
hmm
on the windscreen, and but it could be sometimes a little bit
yeah.
distracting the.
Look at that bokeh. This was when I was using a bokeh image to train Corona because this is right when they released that version to allow you to design your own bokeh, and I think it was something it was a chart that we had or I had made, or I can't remember, but yeah, that was really fun. Made the American flag, hitting
Nice.
that little logos. Mr. Spotted Geometry. So don't look too close, kids. Yeah, super fun. Now this is when I was okay. This is cool. It's got like a soft box on top. Nothing beats a black car, especially my favorite car in black. There we go. Absolute winning.
Nice.
Displacement's really beefy here. Like going through. Oh yeah,
Man,
there's
I
some
love
more.
the Nakadak on the side
Mm.
view. So
Yeah, it
cool.
comes in there. If I had done this again, I would integrate it so there wasn't this extra piece on the outside, but
Mhm.
yeah. And there we go. Just sitting there. Beefy boy. This is probably the most realistic render I think I've ever done. Still to this day, it still hits me like that looks like a photograph. And every time I look at it, I try to dissect why. One of them is I think because it's soft focus, not everything is sharp, and it's such a weird angle. It's so human. Like this is where you'd be kind of standing if you're a tall guy, like trying to look into the engine.
Yeah.
And then there's this like weird like shadow casting. So to me, it just feels like the most honest, real render I've ever made. And to this day, it's like probably my favorite, one of my favorites, top 5 ever. Just all works.
I will agree as well. It's really realistic. I think to me the main thing is the shadow. That create a massive sense of environment. Is there?
Yeah. There's a tree. I think we were using trees too. Geometry from
palms.
trees
Yeah.
and the palm trees. And you were using it to great effect on the Nova, and I was using it here too. And this was an accident too, which I think is key to remember and point out, is that the whole time I have all these intentions. I want to do a top shot. I want to do the front 3/4. All that. But then like one time I was moving around, and then all of a sudden the IPR showed me, and I was like, yeah, this is it. This is it. The best. And it was a real eye-opening experience, because it reminded me that like the best shots are through in between. And then I took that same mantra when I go outside and do photography outside. It's the moments between that are the most memorable and my favorite ones to look back on. They're the ones that I didn't really design. They were just kind of happening before me. So yeah, this was a
Totally.
yeah.
I agree, man, because there's some value there. I remember when I was messing around with Unreal, and I get impressed about the happy accident. It's because it allows you to do really quick movement in real time. And something like in Corona is really quick, but sometimes those microseconds is where it show the magic. And sometimes we are miss it because we are really rushing, or we are just distracted, or we are looking for something. We have already an idea. No, we are not really looking what's going on in the IPR, and sometimes we miss those opportunities.
Yeah. Yeah, this is one of them. And that's thanks to Corona and the IPR working and everything too. So like this feels like a staged CGI shot. It's doing all the things to try and instigate a feeling.
Yeah.
That other one, not so much. It felt more like candid and real. That was like a real kind of breakthrough for me, because I was like, oh, like I'm trying to feel that feeling, like I'm trying to feel that feeling of what it feels like to be there close to it. This one has it too a little bit, but it's obviously contrived and typical in a sense, you know, like focus on the tire and like let everything fall off. But the thing I really love is just like how it's dealing with the bokeh and how naturally it's dithering it out. It's just like, man, good luck getting this in any other engine properly like this, you know. And again, this is 3 years old now, so
Yeah.
it's aged.
Yeah. I wonder how long take this render. Quite a
Who
lot,
knows?
right?
Yeah,
With
super
that
heavy.
bokeh.
It never would render
Wow.
these completely. Yeah. Yeah, it was deep. I think it's like, you know, I probably set it for like 2 hours, 3 hours maybe.
It's
Yeah, I
alright.
can't remember. You know, I think an hour long render is a waste of time. So, and I know you're okay with like a 20-hour render. I'm like, no.
Fine.
Yeah. I don't know, for some reason the car became orange, which I don't even like orange and orange cars, but it works for this car for some reason.
Yeah. It works really well.
I'm at that point with this thing where I'm kind of tired though. I'm exhausted. I feel like I've done everything that I could to make it work, and I'm having fun, but at the same time I'm getting to the point where I'm like lacking that spark, you know? It's kind of just like, okay, let's just get it done. Let's push it out. Let's finish it up and go on to the next car.
Yeah. I guess you're already exhausted already by this time.
Yeah, you know how it goes. It's just like, okay, that's a lot of work. But and then I was trying to chase that candid look, kind of.
Man, this shot is really cool. I love it how the shadows cast on the car, the plastic on the windows, the micro scratches there. It feels really realistic, man. This one.
Coming along with how blown out it is and everything too. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like the atmosphere, the mood. Yeah, same. Another one. Getting closer. But yeah, that's that one that from all of these, it's that one that hits it the most for me. But yeah, it's fun. It's cool to see it all together. But I feel like something maybe there's needs more contrast or something looking at it down the road. I think a year past all those publications, we had decided to make a universal haste livery, and then I was like, oh, we should put it in all the cars. And so this was
This was one of the first, right? To apply the haze livery.
yeah, that was really fun. Really well received too. Everybody responded super well to it, which was really fun. Again, playing with shadows. And this is the old helmet, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it is the old one.
Yeah, the original kind of like one we had, because the new one that you had modeled and stuff was insane, and that's not here. So this is just showing its age. So fun.
Man, this shot is really incredible. I love it. The vibe of racing, the livery, the logo, it's just spot on. So
Really
good,
hit
man.
it. Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's a good teamwork here. It's like so fun. And also pulling on like childhood memories of like Akira and stuff, leaning into all that childhood joy. So fun, laying everything out, and it just kind of all came together. I think this is what happens when I had perspective away from the project, came back with it, added another couple elements, and then reignited the joy of it. Yeah. So it's all fresh. There's like fresh blood involved in the project now.
Yeah, I can tell. These came out really quickly. I remember those days
Super fast.
when you mentioned about delivery and you
Yeah.
got it already in your idea, in your head, the driver as well.
Yep. Yeah. I was like, oh, I want to do livery. And then I think it was like 2 days. It's like livery and done. And like, I tried to create this like livery that would react to the flash or like light. So it kind of glow on its own. Yeah. It was really fun. There was a person online that made this recreated it in a sense on like a game engine. That was really cool too.
True.
Yeah, super fun.
Wow, I don't remember that shot of the center. with
Yeah, I
the dome,
remember.
like,
I sent it to you. You're
wow.
like, wow, cool.
That's really cool, actually.
Driver looks small, too small. But
Are you using HRI on the background? What is that? That's not CG.
I think
That's
it's
HRI, I guess.
Corona Sky, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. And these
So
mountains are CGI, I think. No? Because I don't think we have an HDRI that good. Maybe it's the one that I use for the Pantera. That
Yeah.
sunset one.
It looks super good, man.
Yeah. See, we don't even know which one we're using. We're the ones that make this stuff. Yeah.
All right, it's HRI. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
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 What makes you tell?
Because the other render you have on the bottom.
Ah, this one. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. And this is the one I use for the Pantera.
Yeah.
That render of the Pantera. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Same thing. Yeah. So fun. Long lens. Driver being sexy. Sexy driver. Yeah. These are just secondaries. These are my favorite ones. These ones. Yeah. But that was really fun. The livery. And then, so this going backwards in time. I just wanted to show that, but going backwards in time, before the release of it, the studio is always a place that we love to render the cars in. And I think I was pulling a lot on how I saw photographing cars traditionally inside of a studio, and then also like what I saw with like what the team at Inc. were doing, and just trying to create a place between those, and really kind of just playing with that narrative in a sense, and then showcasing those key features to make sure that those aren't missed. And yeah, this is super fun.
And you did a really good job here on the studio to make the field car realistic, also for the scale. It's not easy, man. And you know, Inc Studio are doing an amazing job. It's incredible. It's so good, and it's really hard to do something in the similar theme, which is white car in the white studio.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I think you pull it off, man. I think this is something unique. It's really cool.
I wouldn't know if it's a unique because it's them, but yeah. But I love their work, and I love white cars and white studios. It like harkens back to one of my favorite films, THX 1138. It's like white on white with like the white environment, which is really cool. The white Lola, everything's stark and kind of absent of color, which is really fun. And just love all this stuff. And again, if you remember back in the screenshots of the screen, the viewport, I had this literal angle. So I just came back to it with everything finished and the shaders refined. And now we're getting,
this render, man. What the? Man, I love the welding and how the headers looks. Jeez, so realistic, man. And again, I would say from here, I would say it's a photo.
This one's bad. It's bare detail. This looks fake. But yeah, and some of this material is bad too. This could have been used more work, more variation in the spec. The headers look the most real, I think. The tire bouquet, and there's some weird, like, I love all these kind of weird, like, aberrations that happen here too. Like that'll, like, to me, this feels good. Yeah.
Yes.
But that's the part. It's like, hopefully just look over there. Yeah. Cause I didn't get the anisotropic feeling as strong. Like I needed to have more micro tears in the specular, but yeah, fun times either way. And then, I just did like a collection of them, which was really fun. Cause I'm like, well, while I'm in here, might as well.
Wow, you make a lot of renders, right?
Yeah. This is just being silly and doing all the stuff, covering it up.
That render is really cool, man. Top view with the reflection, making a split window. Nice.
Yeah, that's always tough, when you have a reflective, like, I noticed you do a really good job of managing that you'll usually do like a diagonal or a crossfade or a fade off of the
It's a nightmare.
It's really difficult. Remember when we were doing we both pretty much struggled and failed on it, which we were doing our Paradigm 190E in black, because everything showed, and that car shows you every angle. That was a real tough one. But when you did it in silver, you would hide it, and you would hide the softbox up top and stuff. Tricky stuff. I love Corona because Corona does all these beautiful, like, real world mimicking. Like, of course you'd have the reflection off of this.
Yeah.
And like these, like, things that does so much with the work for you, which just saves you the hassle when you're going into it, which is super fun. And these were really fun. I did like a random.
Oh yeah,
livery.
I remember this.
Yeah. wanted to do like a patriotic, wild kind of like quick
Of
livery.
course.
Yeah. Using like candied colored paint. So just like, oh, what if they had like a one-off kind of race car? I had the car already done. I was like, oh, just do like a Ford's advanced vehicles, like just do a little guy. And then, yeah, towards the end here, and when we were thinking about for a final release, it was like, oh, we got to have a video. See if I can find it. Let's see.
Man, please play the video.
Yeah, let's see.
Because it was so cool.
You want to talk about it while I'm finding
Yeah,
it?
please, because I remember back then we were planning to make some releases plan, how we are gonna drop it, trying to create a narrative. I think you came along and say, hey, I have these renders and it's really cool. What if we make a teaser? Back then I didn't know exactly what you meant about making a teaser with still images, but you were so secure and confident. Yeah, if we grab a screenshot, I mean, just stills images, we can make a video. I didn't know exactly what you meant. And then in maybe 4 days, you come out with this.
Yeah. That
And
was
it blew
fun.
my mind.
Well, we didn't want to do animations because it's just too expensive. It was just going to take us too much time. We were out of
Yeah.
energy. So what we
Yeah.
did is we had a studio with multiple lights and then we did render passes. And I had enough confidence that if I could render off the images and make it as kinetic as possible with subtle push-ins or non-optical stuff, you can make something really crazy and like make it all work. I don't think this thing will pick up my audio, but Anthony made this score. So Anthony, aka Pilot Priest, is a friend of ours and such an incredible talent. And he made this. I love it because when we work with him, he does he makes like the antithesis, like the opposite of what would be expected. And then for me, I love that because it's like, oh wow, I have to really like rethink how I'm going to approach this. Cause you know, when it comes to editing, it's all music is the starter. And I just told him, like, I showed him some renders and I think it was just like some renders of what we were both doing. I said, you know, Carlos is doing this car, I'm doing this car. And Anthony loves cars as well in his own right. And he made this beautiful like piano like mood piece that brought in these incredible like sounds. I mean, look at that, dude. I was like, come on, dude, what the heck? It was just, I think when we would do the renders, it was like capturing a really beautiful moment that had multiple lights. So each shot had like 5 lights, and each one of those light passes felt like you're in a studio because it felt like lights were flashing off. It was an extremely resourceful way to do this because we both just did our renders and then passed the files back and forth, and then it was done very quickly.
Yeah, it was really clever. If you want, you can play it without sound, and then I can put it on the edit.
Oh yeah, that's great. Perfect. Okay, it's only 45 seconds, so I'll just play it now and hopefully you can cue it up. And if not, everybody just go to our YouTube channel and you can watch it there.
Man, now looking back again, I remember those days where, yes, I love your idea. It's gonna be amazing, but one, I didn't know exactly what you want to do with the still images. Second one, my problem was my Nova. It's just a box. How to make it interesting? Where you are messing around with a beautiful car, like so many options with the hood and the engine, creating amazing abstract images, and I had just a box, which is a car, and I was really struggled to keep up with you creating amazing stills. I was like, oh man, I don't know what to do with
You
my
did a great
Nova.
job. Yeah, you did a great job. We just had a lot of fun. I think it was a good example of like really what haste is when we're both going full power. It's just full passion, making art for the sake of art, and combining all of those things that we love. That's why I'm saving this for the end. It's like a big amalgamation. Everything kind of connects and combines, and then it's like then I'd run everything through After Effects and then just add a ton of weird stuff to it. Like my process is just constantly throwing tons of weird stuff at it and distilling and grabbing everything that just kind of has a feeling and a vibe and a flow. And it's like, to me, these are some of my other favorite renders of all time doing these things because they feel so perfectly unique of their own. There was a time I was doing this stuff with De Tomaso and I was doing those kind of renders. I feel like this is like that turned up to the next level for me personally. Like this, like there was a time when I would watch you do renders of the Evanetta car before I was using Corona, and I'd be like, what the hell? Like what the heck? And so getting to hear with it and understanding it and playing with it, it just gave me this like complete like evolved feeling of like, okay, I'm reaching to this next level. I'm feeling like I'm in this next stage of capturing the thing that how I see things. Like this is how I see stuff. I see it like this. Like this feels like a set of Alien or something, but it's cars. It's an automotive. But the reason why is because it's just the way that there's less that you can see than the more you can see. So I would take this render and this image over any of the other ones all day long that were fully bright and lit up and stuff. So it's just all about the mood and the tone and the cinematic
it feels
feel.
super cinematic. Yeah, exactly.
But people throw those kind of words out, right? Has a vibe, but has cinematic. But what does that mean? To me, I think it just means that you're showing less than more. Cinematic is about the audience interpretation of a thing. So when you show less than more, you're allowing the audience in on the storytelling. And if the audience member wants to go further in, they can, and they can fill it in. There's a great beauty to the unknown of things, and for me, it's like my favorite stuff is like this. To me, it's like, this is just, come on. It doesn't get better for me. It's like, this is exactly how I would shoot the car too. Like if I were to shoot this car, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to fog up a studio. I'm going to use only one light.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Let the fog just reveal the car.
Yeah. Subtle, like nice soft gradients through the whole thing. Because that's another thing, because we were using this technique with the projection of the light, and that's very expensive. And also it didn't work in the viewport, so you couldn't use it for IPR, which is an absolute nightmare because you can't see what you're doing. So yeah,
that was kind of a shame, because I think even now you are not allowed to use it. Texture in projecting for lights in IPR doesn't work. It has to be render.
And I'm positive the devs at Corona could fix that.
Yeah, I guess nobody's really using it, so it's not really demand for IPR in texture projection.
Well, I remember we were like making a big fuss about decals, like please make decals, and they eventually put it into it, which is really good too. Yeah. I get it. It's tough to take care of everybody's demands, but that was one of them that would have been amazing to have. But the renders were super expensive, so what we realized is we only could do like 8 to 10 shots each, because each render was like 2-3 hours each, because it had volumetric, it had projection, it had all these things to it. But we could take those and render for a day or so, and then take all of those light passes and like take them and turn them into animations and flash them and stuff.
Man, but coming back to the edit, you show me here the renders and all the process. Yeah, but to me, it's not really far from what we usually do for a teaser.
Yeah.
But what blows, and it blew my mind back then, I still blow my mind now looking back again. It's like the brain power to jump to 1 to 0, 0 to 1, to one stage to another, which is, I know you can make edit and videos with images, but I don't even occur to my brain to do it, because I know it's really hard and it's almost impossible to make it look good. You made it.
Yeah,
Because obviously we have good images to play with and the music and
yeah,
everything
does all the
connected.
work.
Yeah, but man, I still believe like those that just play it, just watch the video, like what the hell, this guy just killed it here.
Oh yeah, I'm
It was
glad.
really cool, man.
Always, I always feel somewhat insignificant in certain things. It's like an insecurity I have, like I could be better. Could always be like I could always provide more, give more. So when you say those and you feel that, it makes me stoked. It makes me happy. Because my contributions are weird. It's like that's a weird thing. How do you even describe that? You can't.
It's
But
difficult to
that's me in
quantify.
my element completely, like completely in my element. Like that's me just unlocked. Like, in yeah. It's unfortunate. It's only 45 seconds, but maybe that's it. It's just
Yeah, and that's why
a
it's
glimpse.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if it was, I think if it was like, even if it was 60 seconds, it might be too much because it's so kinetic and frenetic and wild and weird. Like you kind of want it to be short and just fuck. Okay, let me watch
Man,
that again.
I'm saying this because I remember those days studying art and doing my own exercise in school,
Mm.
creating edits with music and stills. Ah, man, it's really hard. It's just stills with images. There you go. You got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But
It's a
yeah,
task
man.
of itself. Yeah.
Mm.
But it's a part of it and it's part of the journey. It's something that I think I shared something on Instagram. There was this artist, I forget his name. My memory's horrible today. I didn't sleep well or something. But um, he was saying that if there's one thing you could do, he's just kind of giving, they had asked him, so like, advice for other artists. And he had said, if there's anything you could do, find the one thing that you do that you love to do that is better than anyone else and just do that thing. The trick for an artist, I think, is having the confidence to go into the unknown and find your uniqueness, then not stray from it. So many years of my childhood was spent like trying to emulate or mimic, especially in the beginning of my art kind of career, and then realizing that like I'm nothing like anybody that I love. And that's heartbreaking because you're like, I just want to draw like Mike Mignola or like Todd McFarlane or whatever. Then you realize that you're not going to be able to do any of that stuff. And then the beauty is like realizing like, oh, actually I draw like myself. I do like this. So when the chance to do those expressions like that video and work with you on these things, like that's like Evanetta is like another example of like a perfect blending of the two of us, like you at CGI full power and me at making weird shit, and then like combining them with Anthony's incredible music. It's like the three of us going full power, which is so fun. Yeah, I think that's truly when it really comes down to it. That's like the full expression. And those are things that sure people can edit anything and make cool stuff, but like I always reference Chris Cunningham when it comes to this because Chris Cunningham has had such an effect on both of us. And I can tell that he was just doing his thing the way that he wanted to do it. And it was like a perfect time for him to express himself when he was making all those like Aphex Twins videos and stuff. And they're still great because it's just, you're looking at his art just being his art and not like corrupted by the opinions of other people and stuff. It just pure wildness, and you're inside the brain of somebody just being honest and weird. Like, yes, art. So cool. It's just a thing I ponder and think about philosophically about the artist journey and the creation process and like how vast and weird and wild it is. It's just so cool.
It's not interesting. I mean, I can hear you. I hear you, the way you describe it, and the way I take it is like it's so interesting to see you have similar journey where I guess so many different artists trying hard to find the voice. What is my authentic voice here?
Mm.
What can I apply to the world? What I can say to the world? And sometimes different mediums give you the opportunity to find that voice quickly. I guess every single person has his own voice if you start to sing or dance or drawing, anything, right? Where you express yourself.
Yeah.
And different tools give you different opportunities. And something funny, man, where CGI give you something, right? Some opportunity there, and you just took it and squeeze it, and you made this, for example. which is totally unexpected, but I can tell you recognize your own voice here. That's me. That's basically it, right?
Feel natural. Yeah. That's the most fun. Yeah. It's fun. And hopefully if you're listening and you struggle with your identity as an artist or feeling any of these kind of these things, it's like the moment you double down on your own self, and you can't even, I would say, like, even if I try to search for it, look at it and identify it and go like, that's what makes it unique. The moment you do that, it shifts and moves to something else. It's so like ephemeral. It's constantly moving and shifting and constantly in flux, which is cool. But either way, it's just fun. And it's cool to end on this because this was like the final push on this project. And again, I mentioned that one random kind of natural feeling render, and I'd say but these ones I would say are all time. Like, this is so fun because it just feels like exactly how I would photograph this car if I had it. And thanks to CGI and technology, I could live almost as if I had it in a sense, which is so cool. I know that's probably really weird to most people, but to me it's like, it's a beautiful thing to be able to even fantasize and go into the deep fantasy of something, which is super cool too. In some ways, I feel like through this process, I was able to obtain a dream car, which is super cool, and make it its own thing, I suppose, and do it with my buddy, which is super fun. So, yeah. Really cool thing.
Well,
Someday, maybe.
all I can say, just technology is gonna be better and better, right? We have these conversations. So at the end of the day, the most important thing is be able to find that voice, use technology as the best as possible to be able to identify with yourself and be happy while you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. Love it. I think that's a great way to end this podcast. It's another banger. That was really good. And appreciate everybody for coming out and sharing the journey with us. And hopefully you gleaned some cool things. And thanks for letting us take you along this wild journey of making cool, fun things together. Until the next one.
Yeah. Thank you all to be patient for us and just waiting for another episode.
Yeah.
You know, we get busy, but we try really hard. We are having a lot of fun doing this. So, yeah, bear with us, and we tried our best.
See you on the next one. See you, everybody.